What is up, Bucko Nation? Welcome to Pirates Live 412. I'm Mason Speski, your host. Today we are going to recap the Pirates' abysmal homestand against the Colorado Rockies and the Philadelphia Phillies that was capped off with a 3-game sweep by the Philadelphia Phillies here in Pittsburgh. We'll then check the standings and look at the minor leagues, what's going on down there, our top prospects, see what we could do in terms of the roster and the upcoming trade deadline, and then look ahead to this upcoming road trip against the St. Louis Cardinals and the defending American League champion and World Series runner-up Toronto Blue Jays. So yeah, let's talk some baseball here. Sally, not a very good homestand. Here's my theory. We went 6-0 at home last year against these two teams. And last year's roster was much worse. This year we went 2-4 with a better roster. And I know the Phillies are hot. And we'll get into them in a second here. But this homestand was, if I had to grade it, I would give it an F for many reasons. And we will talk about that. Oh, and by the way, despite this, there will be a star of the week. And you'll be happy to hear who it is. So, because he did great this week. So, yeah. But anyway, let's start off. Tuesday night, we got off to a strong start against the Rockies, winning 3-1. Skeens looked dominant as always. The offense, it clicked, but it didn't go off. It did enough to win. And that's what matters. It did enough to win. It's the Rockies. That's a team you're just looking to beat. You don't need to run up the scoreboard and make it like Ohio State football versus a small D free school. You don't need to do that. You just need to win the game against teams like this. And I love running up the score, but you don't have to run up the score every night for 5 days to prove you're a good team. We didn't run up the score today. It's okay, but we did enough to win. And that's what matters. Wednesday night, we did not do enough to win. We did miserable. Started out with a 3-0 lead. They looked awful. They couldn't even tag. They walked and surrendered when they saw our guys getting them out. Like Tyler Freeman, their one player, he jogged, and then as soon as he saw Spencer Horwitz, he literally stopped and paused and let Horwitz tag him. He didn't even give it an effort to get to first. And this team was so bad with the fundamentals, it's not even funny. And they come in here and win 10-4. I know Keller had one bad half inning, but that's just atrocious. You cannot lose to the Rockies. You absolutely cannot lose to the Rockies at home. And guess what? We did. And that pisses me off to the end. That makes my blood boil, actually, the fact that we lost that game. So, yeah. Thursday, though, we responded well. Congrats to Andy Rodriguez on his big day. The bullpen game worked out well again. Montgomery and Carmen. And then I think Sisk pitched a little this game, did he? I'm almost positive he did. Let's see. Sisk did, yes. Or no, you had Sisk come in, Montgomery, Sisk, then Carmen, then Santana, then Johan. So that was that. It was a bullpen game. And that wasn't good. That's not a good thing because of what happened Friday night. I have been a Pirates fan for the longest time. A couple of years during middle school and high school, I became a Braves fan because I loved Dansby Swanson. But I still cheered for the Pirates, and I still love the Pirates. But I've seen a lot. I've seen free playoff losses, or free playoff eliminations. Getting eliminated by David Freese and the Cardinals. Getting eliminated by Madison Bumgarner and the Giants. And getting eliminated by Jake Arrieta and the Cubs. The debacles in 2019. And the firings of Clint Hurdle and Neil Huntington. the COVID year where we all wore masked and social distanced and watched this team perform at a 19-41 level. 2021, we were back together again, but still for a little while there, masked up, socially distanced, and had to sew vaccine cards. Watch this team go 61-101. 2022, not much better. I remember Runcie Contreras on the hill. The place was dead and there was no enthusiasm. 62-100. 2023, you choked 20-8. You finished 76-86. 2024, you're in the playoffs for a little while. You're in the playoff chase. You were riders at the deadline, 76-86. And then the debacle that was 2025. And the many one-run losses of this year. However, no moment, I don't think, in my history as a Pirates fan, angered me more than Friday night's game against the Phillies. There was no reason for us to lose that game. That was so demoralizing and heartbreaking. And it was just stupid. It was poor management. You see, we had a bullpen game on Thursday, and we didn't have any relievers for Friday, and that was concerning. And it all started when we took out Braxton Ashcraft. So we are up 8-3. Kelly takes out Ashcraft because he doesn't want Ashcraft to face Kyle Schwarber. So he has Mason Montgomery come in and face Schwarber because Montgomery's doing good. And guess what Schwarber does? He hits a home run. Moral of the story, you can't avoid the guy. He's on a tear. He had a home run streak going until that game. And you can't avoid him. So why do this? Why? Just dumb. And then Soto comes in. Looks like we're going to win. We're up 8-5. And then the Phils come storming back. They come storming back. They tie the game at 8. And then we have Santana, who has struggled since that St. Louis debacle, come in, allow 3 more runs. It's 11-8 Titans. We score 1 more run. It's 11-9. I have a whole video about Friday. You should watch it. Awful management by Kelly. He didn't seem the least bit upset in his press conference. And I'm not trying to criticize the man. He's a good, faithful man and a great servant of Christ. Very faithful as well. I love his faith. He's a great human being. And he loves the sport. So I'm not trying to go after him here or make it seem like he's bad. Because he's not. It's just the ending of that game. And the management of that game was pathetic. There is no reason that we should have let them win that game. And here's what we need to remember. Gregory Soto was a Philadelphia Philly. He went there right after Detroit. He started in Detroit, then he went to the Phils, then Baltimore, then I think the Mets, and then the Pirates. See if I got that right. Oh my gosh! I got it in perfect order. Tigers, Phillies, Orioles, Mets, Pirates. He pitched there from 2023 to 2024. So they traded him and Cody Clements to the Phillies. And that's that. And so he pitched for them during when they were their playoff run in 23. Moral of the story is they know Gregory Soto. They know what he is about. Don't you think that benefits them? Surely as heck it did. Because this guy's like a 1-something ERA. And he just got rattled by them. So, I mean, it probably wasn't. You should have maybe went to Woodlaw there or saved Montgomery for that. You should have kept Ashcraft in and saved Montgomery to close it out. And I think we're talking about a whole different outcome. But that's the management issue there. And I get why you trust Soto. He's been lights out this year. He's been talented and he's been an electric closer. So, why not trust Soto? The one thing was, and this is what happened, he was a Philly. They know him like they know each other. And good teams, like the Phillies, communicate very well. And when they know something, they communicate it. It's almost like in the transfer, I'm going to use the transfer portal for an example. Say a star receiver from Indiana transfers to Ohio State. And I doubt Kurt Signetti would let that happen, but I'm just using it because I need to for this hypothetical. Say, star receiver, Indiana transfers to Ohio State. Don't you think when Indiana plays Ohio State or Ohio State plays Indiana, and this receiver notices something that Signetti is trying to do, he's going to communicate it to the Ohio State players to help them? It's called strategic advantage. They know Soto inside and out. So why wouldn't they communicate it? They're not stupid. They are one of the highest IQ teams in the league. That's what you get when you have Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, and Trey Turner as your 1-2 free. Actually, it's vice versa. My bad. And that's all they have. Chris Sanchez and Jack Wheeler. This is a high IQ baseball team. This is a very good baseball team. They're not stupid. And we thought they were stupid because of their record. Ridiculous. That's what cost us. Our ego, our arrogance, and our just... That's it. It's a lack of... It's ego and arrogance. That's what cost us. That team, the Phillies, has grit, determination, and willpower. That, combined with our ego and arrogance, is why we lost that game Friday night. For real. All right, on Saturday now, Christopher Sanchez just lit us up. He played us like a violin. Complete game set out by Sanchez. Less than 100 pitches thrown. And it made what Skeens did today look like garbage. Paul Skeens is the best pitcher in baseball. We all know this. And Christopher Sanchez made him look not very good. When you look at Sanchez's start yesterday and Skeens' start today. That is how electric Christopher Sanchez was. So, yeah. Definitely concerning. No offense yesterday. And today, same thing. Zach Wheeler against Paul Skeens. I expected a low-scoring game. For the Pirates, yes. For the Phillies, no. It was 0-0 heading into the fifth, but then the Phillies offense woke up. And they woke up. This is a deep lineup. And they swept us, obviously. I wanted to go 5-1 this homestand. We went 2-4. That is unacceptable. We've had 2 losing homestands in a row now. You got to be better at home if you want to make the playoffs. You got to be. You've got to be. It's May 17th. We're about a quarter of the way through. This team is right now on pace to win 83 games. This is not bad at all. It's about what I expected. And that would be a successful season, in my opinion. Even if we don't make the playoffs. Because it shows that the town is there. Just needs some more time. Maybe an extra year or 2 and we'll be there. I think the long-term future of this team is bright. I'm very concerned about the here and now. And don't get me wrong. Like I said, every baseball team has its struggles. We all saw the Phillies. They were 9-19. And guess what? They're now 1 game over 500. Because they stuck with it. They didn't give up. And that's their thing. Like, you heard what Harper said. Like, we're going to win this game. That's what Harper said. Or was it Harper? Somebody on the Phillies said, we're going to win this game Friday night when Mattingly came out to the mound. And they did. They have grit. And you listen to that intro video that plays before every single game. And Kelly says, what does Pittsburgh mean to you? Pittsburgh resonates grit. You saw grit from the Phillies Friday night. You didn't see grit from us the past 2 days. Very problematic. Like, I don't think you get it. This was a prime homestand for us to run up our total and put ourselves in a great position. We really failed to do that. That really pisses me off. This is like the worst homestand in a long time that I could recall. This is even worse than a White Sox debacle last year. It just is. I'm sick. I'm really sick about this homestand. like I said, it gets an F. It gets an F. Let's look at the standings now to see how much damage this homestand truly caused. Then we will get into minor league baseball for all yins. And then we will talk about the Pirates' road trip, which shouldn't be easier. And it won't be. And this is the problem. This is what concerns me. All right, the good news is September, when you look way far in advance and you take a 30,000-foot view, September is not that bad. You've got, when we come home from St. Louis at the end of August, we have the Giants, the Angels, and a trip to the White Sox all back-to-back. If the White Sox fall off, which I kind of expect them to do, and we'll talk about that when we get standings, then everything's fine and dandy. Everything is hunky-dory. Because we could win some games there. You just have to stay in it. It only gets better as the year goes on for us. But this next stretch here is really tell-all. I'm very concerned about the next 4 weeks. We just have to survive. We don't have to dominate. We can't die. We're in sink or swim terrain right now. These next 4 weeks are big. We've got to make our impact. It'll tell you what it's truly about. And not having O'Hearn is really going to suck. It just is. Things aren't getting better. They're getting worse. And the panic meter right now is at a level 8 out of 10. I don't think it's hit a 5-alarm fire yet. But I think we're very close to this team hitting a 5-alarm fire. I am. Let's do the standings real quick here because we're already at 17 minutes. This is a longer so for sure. AL East, Tampa Bay, 30-15. Yankees, 20-19. Blue Jays, 21-15. Orioles, 21-26. Red Sox, 19-27. AL Central time now. Guardians, 26-22. White Sox, 24-22. That is so surprising the White Sox are better than us. So surprising. They're really good. Credit to them. Twins are 21-26. Tigers are 20-27. Royals are 20-27. 20-27. So that's your AL Central. Maybe I'm moving a little too fast now because I'm getting tired. AL West. A's 23-23. Rangers 22-24. Mariners 22-26. They didn't win a single game against the Padres, who they played this weekend all year. Crazy. Astros 19-29, who suck, which is surprising. But good. We play them in 2 weeks, so hopefully that is a sigh of fresh air, a breath of fresh air for us, although that game is in Houston. Blue Jays are 21-25 too, so maybe that'll help. It sucks that these games are on the road this year. It really does. And then your Angels, they're 16-31. Onto the NL now. Braves, 32-15. They're leading the league, red hot, and yeah. Phillies, 24-23 in second place. Gained a game on the Braves. They're 8 back now. Nats, you're 23-24. Marlins, 21-26. Mets, 20-26. The Mets aren't in great shape, but they're also coming along. 6-4 over the last 10 as well. Phillies, 7-3. So Mets will be fine. Mark my words. They're going to be okay. And the Phillies, as we've proven, are okay. If any of you guys follow finance or Wall Street and the stock market, I don't really a whole lot, but I'm trying to get into it more. My finance class was interesting, so yeah. But if you follow Wall Street and the stock market, there are certain days where the best stocks go down. Like everybody says about these hot, trendy AI stocks, there are certain days where it goes down. Let's look. Best stocks right now. Microsoft. Microsoft stock. Microsoft stock is actually doing very good. Oh, look at this. Microsoft stock went down in the past 6 months. Why am I bringing this up, you may ask? Because there is something, and you learn this. I didn't learn it because it was the only intro to finance, but you learn it in finance class, or if you're a finance person, you know this. There is something called a market correction. And a market correction, I want to get the technical definition, is when a market corrects itself. Here's the technical. A stock market correction is a decline of 10 to 20% from a recent peak in a major market index. They are natural short-term market cycles that help correct overvaluations and cool down excessive investor optimism. So, like, when a team is good, like when we were 20-8 3 years ago, and we finished 76-86, that is a market correction. However, I'm going to alter the finance definition of that for this podcast. In baseball, in any sport, a market correction could go both ways. The Phillies and the Mets are much better than their records right now. The talent on that team. The Phillies are a much better team than 9-19. And even if they would have kept Rob Thompson, they still are. The market is eventually going to correct itself. Like, the teams that start out strong that are not supposed to be good, like the 2023 Pirates, are eventually going to dip because the level they were at was unsustainable. Same thing with the Phillies and these good teams, like the Phillies, the Mets. Soon you'll see it with the Red Sox. You'll see it with the Blue Jays probably soon. Same with the Mariners. You might even see it with the Tigers, but I don't know without Scoople. You'll certainly see the stock market version, I think, with the Cardinals. That market will correct, and we'll get into them later when we talk about them because we play them Tuesday night. But that's a correction. But we're going to add a part to it, and we're going to add the part like where the bad teams become good. Or the teams that are supposed to be good, but start off bad, eventually become good. And that's what you're seeing right now with the Phillies and the Mets. And we just ran into the Phillies at their hot time. So that's what happens there. Phillies are, I want to say, the second best team in baseball over the last 10. The Brewers are the best, who are 8-2. Thank goodness we don't play them right now because they're smoking. Guardians are 7-3. White Sox are 7-3. Rays are 7-3. We are 4-6. It's not good enough. That's like the worst. Or no, the Angels are 2-8. Royals are 3-7. But still, that's not good. It's an issue that we're 4-6. Alrighty, on to our division now, which surprisingly every team is still above 500, which is very surprising. Your Cubs lead the division at 29-18. Brewers 26-18. Obviously, as I mentioned, they're 8-2, so they're hot. Yeah. Cardinals 27-19. Their last 10, they're 6-4, so they're showing signs of coming back to earth already. We are 24-23, and Reds are 24-23. So yeah, that's your NL Central. But once the Cardinals get good, they're gonna be good for a long time. Trust me on that. This is just the preview. So yeah, that's concerning. We have to take advantage of this window now because it's not gonna be open forever. And when it's gone, it's gone. It really is. NL West time. Dodgers 29-18. Padres 28-18. Diamondbacks 22-23. Giants 20-27. Rockies 18-29. So yeah, there's your standings there. Let's look at the wild cards now. Silly. Best team in the AL right now, leading the AL East. Your 1-seeded Tampa Bay Rays. Second best team in the AL, leading the AL Centrals, the Guardians. Third best team in the AL, leading the AL West, the Athletics. Why would I say Oakland? I'm just so used to it, but the Athletics. First AL wild card, and in fourth place in the AL, the Yankees. Second AL wild card, and fifth place in the AL, the White Sox, which is very surprising. Once they get good, they're going to be good for a long time. Will Venable is an amazing, amazing manager. Wish he was our manager some days, but he's a great manager. I like Will Venable a lot. So yeah, big fan of his. And the last team in right now, the playoffs, would be at 22-24, the final AL wildcard, the Texas Rangers. Wow. We're game over and would miss. The Phillies are a game over and then miss, but the 22-24 Rangers get in. AL sucks this year. It really does. Alrighty, let's look at the other teams. One game out are the Mariners and the Jays. Despite being 4 games under 500. A game and a half back are the Orioles. Game and a half back are the Twins. 2.5 back are the Tigers. 2.5 back are the Orioles. 3 back are the Red Sox. 4 back are the Astros. 6.5 back are the Angels. On to the NL now, which is a juggernaut this year, which is fun, but not fun. Fun because the NL is a superior conference always, and not fun because that hurts the Pirates' playoff chances. Hopefully it translates though to the All-Star game, and we win the NL team wins the All-Star game this year, because the NL team hasn't done very good recently in the All-Star game. We've only won one recently, and it was last year on the swing-off. I think Schwarber actually won it for us, so fingers crossed for the NL team this year. Alrighty, Braves. They're the best team in the league, the best team in the NL, and the NL East leaders, the 1-seeded Atlanta Braves. 2-seed, the NL Central leaders, Chicago Cubs, who are actually struggling at 4-6 in their last 10, despite the hot stretch earlier this year. And your third best team, the Dodgers, who are leading the NL West. Your fourth seed in the first NL wild card, the San Diego Padres. Your fifth seed in the second NL wild card, the Milwaukee Brewers. Your sixth seed, the last team in, and the third NL wild card, the St. Louis Cardinals. Then you have we are the first team out right now, surprisingly. Technically, it's the Phillies because they have the tiebreaker over us because they won the last three, but MLB standings have us as the first team out. I think the Phillies are the first team out. We're both even at 24 and 23 and both 3.5 back. So you could say Phillies Pirates, whichever one you want. I'm saying the Phillies because they have the tiebreaker. Well, technically the Reds are involved in that too. And they are also 3.5 back. So first team out, it's three teams. Us, the Phillies, and the Reds. All 3.5 back. But I think the Phillies get in and the Cardinals fall out. And it'll be interesting to see whether or not the Mets could come back and get in. I don't think they get in, but I think that the Phillies will get in. For sure. Also, 4.5 back are the Nationals. Not good yet, but they're going to be good soon. Like maybe 2028, 2029. And when they get good, they'll be good. Diamondbacks, you're also 4.5 back. Marlins, 6.5 back. Mets, 7 back. Giants, 7.5 back. Rockies, 9.5 back. So yeah, that's that for your standings. Let's talk now that we did the standings, let's talk now about the standings for the minor leagues. Let's see how they did. Oh, my bad. One thing I forgot. I forgot our star of the week this week. I have a paper here with all of them down, so let's get that paper out and let's name a star of the week here, because we're going to have one, and once again, it's going to be a catcher. You probably guessed it at this point. And by the way, this list that we made last week of the games we should have won but lost, we're going to add, obviously, I forgot to mention, we need to add Friday night to that list because Friday night is clearly one that belongs on this list. That list, if you know what list I'm talking about, is this pen dies. Garbage time. Sorry, pen. Don't have time for garbage. That list is now up to a whopping 7 games. Not good. But our star of the week this week is Endy Rodriguez. What a return he had coming up from the minors, stepping in. He did very good scoring runs in his debut. Endy Rodriguez is the star of the week. I was thinking about giving it to Skeens, but today just wasn't his day, and that's why ultimately I went with Endy instead of Skeens. But if Skeens would have had a good day today, it would have 100% been him. Connor Griffin was also a candidate for star of the week. So, yeah, congratulations to Endy Rodriguez. He certainly, after what's going on with him and everything, he certainly earned this award. So, congratulations to Endy Rodriguez on being the star of the week for me. Let's look at the standings there for the minor leagues now. Sally. International League West, Indianapolis is still in last place at 18 and 27 and 9 games back. But they are 5-5 in their last 10. That helps. But they're still in last place. That's not good. Double A, let's take a look at that. Altoona, despite being 6-4 in their last 10, they are 15 and 24 and still in last place in that. So our minor league teams are not very good. That is very concerning. All right, let's take a look at our high A now. This is where Seth Hernandez is. In Greensboro, they lost their lead over first place, unfortunately, because the Frederick Keys of Baltimore, I think, are 9-1 in their last 10, and they passed us. But we're 7-3, which is still solid, and we're only a half game out. We're only a half game out of the next place in Indy, Altoona, and Greensboro. Greensboro is 25-14 and in second place, so still very good. And in single A in the Florida State League, Bradenton is 21-18, 2 games out of first there, 5-5 in their last 10. So not bad. Our minor league teams have not been bad recently. And let's look at our Florida Complex League team. That is 8-3 right now, 8-2 over the last 10, and in first place in the Florida Complex League South. So good job. Very happy right now with them. Do we have a Dominican team? That's what I'm trying to look. We do. It's DSL Pirates Gold, but it doesn't look like their season has started yet. And we have DSL Pirates Gold and Pirates Black. That's the Dominican Summer League that is not started yet. But we'll get to that soon when it does start. But yeah, that's that for that. Let's take a look at the top prospects here because it's certainly changed because Connor Griffin officially graduated to Major League status after his 130th at bat. And he's no longer the top prospect in baseball. That honor right now belongs to, it's somebody on the Brewers. Let me get their name. Jesus Made. He is at Double-A and is coming up soon. He's estimated to be in the leagues this year. So that's a little scary. A good team is going to get even better. That Brewers team is stacked. Shout out to Matt Arnold and the entire Brewers operation for doing a good job. Seth Hernandez is the third best prospect in baseball right now. Surprisingly ahead of MLB hero, World Series legend last year, Trey Savage. We'll see if we'll see him in Toronto this weekend here in a couple of minutes, but Hernandez is a better prospect right now than Savage. That is crazy. So yeah. Pirates top 10 prospects right now. Everybody moved up the ladder here. Hernandez obviously is in single A plus. Greensboro still 2028. Florentino second now, outfielder first base. Still in single A 2028. Hunter Barcos third. AAA status. Hopefully he's up soon. Password, Young Sungson Garcia is fourth, obviously in AAA. He's still estimated for this year. Fifth is Termar Johnson at second base. AAA, obviously still this year, but I doubt that. We'll see what happens. Sixth is Wyatt Sanford, shortstop, single A plus 2028. Seventh is Antoine Kelly, right-handed pitcher. AAA expected up this year. That would definitely get nice to get another pitcher up here. We still need more. I kind of want Barco, this Kelly guy, up when it's time because our bullpen right now is not very good as Friday night. So yeah, we need them. Eighth is catcher first baseman Rafael Flores Jr. AAA still estimated time of arrivals for this year. Ninth is Esmeralda Valdez, outfielder first baseman. AAA 2027, but he could very well come up here soon. It's likely going to either be Garcia or Valdez will join the roster this week. We will see what happens there. They better not do the Cam Sanders thing. I'm just going to say that right now. They have an open spot. Call up a hitter. We need offense. No offense to Cam Sanders there, but we just need offense. We don't need any pitching right now. We need offense. Unless it's for a reliever, obviously. 10th is Sammy Stafora. Shortstop, he's in high A, 2028. And then Wilberto Tell. So let's take a look here because obviously the deadline's coming up and we still need some stuff. We need right now, our biggest needs, and I'm just going to be straight up honest with you, there are some. I think we need a catcher. We need another utility man, like a third baseman, like somebody that could replace Trillo. Second base we're good with. Shortstop we're good with. And we probably need another outfielder. We need two relievers at least, a utility man and an outfielder. I would kill Trillo for an outfielder, and I would trade Billy Cook. Or I would trade Trillo and Billy Cook to try to get relief help. And these are some top prospects I'd be looking at moving just because of how everything works. I would look into trading Barco because you've seen what he's got, and I don't know if it's going to work out here. So yeah, I'd look into that. I'd look into dealing Wyatt Sanford or Sammy Stafora. They're both about the same age, and they're both due for 2028, but they're both shortstops, and we obviously know who our long-term answer at shortstop is. So I think you have to deal one of those two for relief help. You have to, or some kind of help. I would look into dealing one of those two. I would also look into dealing either Flores or Valdez. Obviously, they're good and they're powerful, but we need help now. So I'd look into one of those two. I'd look into Thomas Harrington, trading him. Murph Gray, he's a third baseman in A. We got him last year from Seattle. I'd look into that. Edglin Perez, and either one of these two guys, XCL Plus or Edglin Perez. Perez is in A ball. I'm sorry, I meant A ball is Greensboro. A plus is Greensboro. A ball is Bradenton. I would look into dealing either Plus or Perez. And yeah, you got to start looking into dealing some of these top prospects. You just got to. It's to the point where you got to do something. And that's your option. So yeah, there's them. Anyway, we've talked about the prospects now. We've talked about what they need to do at the deadline. We will talk much more about the deadline, probably starting June. What's that date? June 28th or July 5th. That's the last Sunday in June, first Sunday in July. We'll talk about it a lot then, and we'll obviously talk about it a lot on this show on August the 2nd, because that's the day before the deadline. So you'll hear me yapping about it a lot on that show, but it's not that far off. We're already almost to Memorial Day, so yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the week ahead. Then I'm going to head out, take a shower, go to bed because I have work tomorrow. So, yeah. Let's talk about the Cardinals series here real quick. Tuesday night at 7:45. Wednesday night at 7:45. Thursday at 1:15. That's your Cardinals series in St. Louis. And then we head up north. We're leaving the country to take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Friday night at 7:07. Saturday 3:07. Sunday at 12:15. That should be a good series for sure. Let's see who the pitchers are, and then I'll offer realistic takes for those games. I don't think it's going to be a pretty road trip. I just don't. But this team has done well on the road this year, so we'll see. Let's see what's going on tomorrow. May 19th. Okay, Tuesday, May 19th. Your pitchers are Mitch Keller against Matthew Liberatore. We do have an ERA advantage for this game. And Mitch is going to be motivated after last time. So we'll see about this. Wednesday night, it looks like we've got Carmen against Michael McGreevy. We do not have an ERA advantage on Wednesday. Thursday. We've got, who's on Thursday? Braxton Ashcraft against Dustin May. Do you have an ERA advantage for this one? So, yeah. Friday, we've got Bubba Chandler against Kevin Gausman. We do not have an ERA advantage for this one. And Gausman's good, too. Real good. Saturday, we got Paul Skeens against Patrick Corbin. Obviously, we do have an ERA advantage for this one. And then Sunday, to conclude out the road trip in Toronto, we have Mitch against Dylan Cease, which we do not have any ERA advantage for. Honestly, I'm thinking 2-4 this road trip. I think we win one each series. I could see us winning Thursday with Ashcraft to just avoid the sweep and get somewhat back on track. I could see us winning Thursday with Ashcraft, and I could see us winning Saturday with Skeens. Other than that, I'm concerned. I doubt we take 2 in St. Louis. I really do. But I think we could take 2 in Toronto. I do. So we will see what happens. Time will tell. We've been hot on the road recently. We've found ways to win games on the road. Our past 2 road trips have been free. And then obviously that great series in Chicago. We've been free. The first one of the year was free. The Brewers Rangers won free. Diamondbacks Giants was free. And then he won that series in Chicago. So we have been fine on the road this year. I think we'll be okay. Anything better than 2-4 is fine with me. I just don't want to go 1-5 or below. So 2-4 is fine with me. If we're 2-4 on this trip, we're coming back to Pittsburgh 26-27, which is certainly less than ideal. But it's not horrible, considering what's going on. So, yeah. Don't want to be 26-27 coming back. But unfortunately, I think that's your reality. I just do. This homestand was a big chance, and we choked it. We had a chance to blow things wide open this homestand, and we failed. And for that, I'm disappointed. You got to bounce back on the road this week. You got to win at least 2. You got to take 2. And it's 40 minutes in now. This has been one of our longer shows this year. I'm exhausted. It's been an exhausting homestand for sure. Tough, long weekend, but there's always a flight to St. Louis, Missouri. There's always games there. There's always games north of the border this week. There are opportunities to bounce back. Just got to take advantage of them. For tonight, which I have for all you guys, have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. And as always, peace and God bless. See you guys next week when we recap the Cardinals Blue Jays series, recap, name our star of the week for next week, standings, and look ahead to the homestand against the Cubs and the Twins. Enjoy your week, and I'll see you on the game day pregame and postgame shows. Peace and God bless. Bye.